Hello and welcome to my art channel. My name is Kristina and I'm a two-dimensional artist here in Turner Valley, Alberta. Today's video is all about getting ready for the weekend. This weekend is Father's Day, and if you have a man that you want to celebrate in your life, then check out this video because I'm going to help you create a really cool card that's personal and handmade. Who doesn't love a handmade card, right? We'll make it really fun. You don't have to have super artistic talent or anything. Just join in. We'll make it easy and fun. And I think your dad's gonna love it. All right, so let's get started. Just use whatever you have on hand. I have these blank card sets that I get from the craft store, which are really handy to have. And then I have my Micron pens, and I love them because they don't smudge, but you can just use markers, Sharpies, whatever you want to use. Just note something. If it's a Sharpie, it'll bleed through, so just be aware of that. So I'm just using a Micron number 2 that allows me to kind of have that calligraphy look. And I'm just making little designs on it. So you just can write Dad, you don't have to make it too fancy. Then I'm going to take out my card and I'm going to leave it flat. I'm not going to fold it until I'm finished the piece. So it's okay to just leave it flat while you work on it and work on the drawing. So we're going to do some stamping with our thumbs and fingers. So I'm going to use some markers, use whatever you have. I do suggest using ink if you do have it. This didn't work out quite as well as I'd hoped. It looks more like a potato than a sun. So I'm making my thumb as my dad, and then I'm using my pinky as myself to show that, I'm smaller even though I'm taller than him. And he's going to be the sun and I'm going to be a flower. So how suns help flowers grow. So I'm just drawing now cute little faces. You can make them more detailed or fanciful. Now I'm using my pinky and making a little circle mark and pressing it onto the page to make a little flower shape. Use whatever colors you like, or you can use your dad's favorite colors. So go ahead and copy this design just as it is. This isn't anything I'm going to be, copywriting or anything. So just go ahead and use this as long as you're not using it for commercial purposes, just for your own purposes for your fathers out there or whatever other people you want to celebrate. So I'm adding more color to it because I just wanted it to be more fun. It just seemed like it needed more, and I don't know if it actually did. Sometimes I overwork things. And then I'm just going in and adding some detail. I thought the flower needed to look a little more like a flower. So by adding these sharp petals, I feel like it looked a little bit more like a flower. But if that's too challenging for you, that's okay. Just stick to something simple. Even just that cloud bubbly shape of a flower type, that is fine too. Gonna do some writing. I'm saying "You are my sunshine" and little music notes since it's a song, and my dad's very musical, and so that kind of works. And don't forget to sign the back with your initials or just your name, however you like. And because it's your original card, kind of. You're not your original design, that's okay. But your original card, unless you're changing it up, then it's your original. And I'm just adding a little bit here and there. It just felt like it needed a little something more. And little sunshines in the corners. Just a little bit more sunshine. Those look more like suns than the dad does. And of course the interior is blank for you to fill out a special message. And that's one of the most important parts, if not the most important part. The design on the front is cute, but it's the message inside that's really going to be an impact. So let's go on to the next one. So this one will be more challenging, and I hope that it's not too quick of a lesson. If you want more in-depth art lessons, I do teach classes on Skillshare, so you can head on over there. I'll have the link in my description. So this one's going to be kind of like a doodle art card. So just different styles for each of these cards, and you can take them and change them, make them your own. You can change the font on this, but it's really one easy way to make a card is just a word. So maybe you have a word, a nickname that you call your dad or something. You can use that, and I think that's a really great idea. I always start with just a simple lettering, and then you can make bubbling around it. And make sure you're going on the same angle for all of these. Otherwise, it's not going to give the right effect. So you want to try and keep it the same length, and if you're going out a centimeter, try and eyeball it at a centimeter. It doesn't have to be using a ruler or anything like that, unless you want to, but I don't usually do that for like a Zentangle type of design. And then I just start adding more and more. So you can do a bubbly cloud around it, or I decided to do more of a boxy look. So I started drawing some boxes around and some lines with varying sizes of marker and pen. So these are these micron markers that you can buy in sets or individually, and they're really great for Zentangling or doodling, whatever you want to call it, because they don't really smudge. So it's this India ink that really stays on really well. So I started doing these kind of angular designs, just kind of random, nothing really purposeful in any way except trying to create harmony and balance in the design. So just adding lines, repeating patterns, that's kind of how it works. So I'm doing all these diagonal lines to fill in the spaces between multiple lines, adding little dots next to them. You can do all kinds of little designs here and there. Maybe you can do some stars. Just go for it. You just, whatever you want to do. There are so many different designs you can do with that. And then I decided I wanted to make this a little bit more 3D. So I threw in some lines to make it more of a rectangular prism in there. And then I try to do it different on the bottom than on the side to show that there would be different lighting happening. So where my lighting is coming from right now looks more like the front/left side, and just continuing patterns throughout. So if you've chosen, diagonal lines and dots or that kind of thing, you kind of try and stick to 2 or 3 elements and work that through your design. So then as I was going, I was thinking, how can I, make this special or make it like more for my dad or that kind of thing. And to me, dads are like rays of light. And for me, my dad's always been a sunshine, like a sun to me. It sounds weird when you say like a sun, because that sounds like I'm saying like son and daughter. But I decided to add a little color into these little suns that I've added throughout. He's a very positive, upbeat guy. And so that's, for me, what works. You can add your own different element, maybe stars or hearts, whatever you want. So then I decided to put on the inside, in a world of gray, you are my sunshine. And then I'm going to write a message around that, because sometimes cards have that on the inside. And don't forget to add a little sun in there too. We're repeating elements throughout, and that's kind of what creates a cohesive design, is choosing elements and continuing them throughout. And right here, I'm just adding gray because of my saying on the inside, I said, you're in a world of gray. So I had to try to make the front like a world of gray. So everything is gray except for my dad and these little suns around the picture. So yeah, I thought it was a happy design. Sometimes I feel like it's hard to make a design for my guys in my life, the guys in my life. It's like, can I do flowers? Like, I feel like there's this kind of weird stigma about that. Like, you can't make it this cutesy thing, but cards often are kind of cutesy. You're trying to maybe be more humorous, or depending if your dad's like a tease, that kind of thing. So that one's ready. It's folded and ready to be filled. So for this last one, it's kind of more of an idea than an exact copy, because this is finding a picture of your own, of your father or your man or whoever it is that you're making this card for. And for me, it's my husband, and we have a puppy. I know. We don't have any kids. We haven't been able to. So this is his first Father's Day, kind of, as we don't have any children, but we have a puppy. So I'm drawing my husband and this puppy of ours, little Charlie. And as you can see, I was receiving a phone call at the time that I missed, but I was filming, so I had to keep going. Anyways, this one could be a fun idea, just a black and white image that we're gonna add a pop of color in it though. So just sketch it out, make it simple. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Mine is not. It doesn't fully look like him, but that's okay. It's more of a cartoon. I'm just doing this bold color behind him And then I'm going to add another color to add extra pop to that color even, just around the border on two sides. Kind of a contemporary look. That's really fun too. So I just thought this was a cute idea if you have more artistic inclination than those first two cards. So this is definitely very personalized and I think would be really special. So give it a try, even if you're not that great at drawing. That's okay. Couldn't hurt. And then I thought, okay, let's add in a little more detailing with some shadows and things. So I went in with my extra small pit marker or pit pen, I guess it would be, and just adding in more lines to create just a little bit more depth in certain areas where it felt a little lacking, and just giving it a little bit more pizzazz here and there, realistic look, or just I could put in a little more effort. So yeah, I really liked how it turned out, and all three of these cards were really fun to do. So I hope that there's one, if you're kind of stuck on what to do for a card for Father's Day, that you really enjoyed. And if you did, I hope that you'll tag me in your Instagram stories once your father gets it. Maybe he's not Instagram, you're not worried about it. I'm not really worried about my father seeing these videos before that, so maybe I'll just make sure that they don't. But yeah, so there's that third one. And what did you think? Were they manageable? You let me know. So to my love on your first Father's Day with a little heart that looks like a paw print. So just a review again, we have this first one with the thumb prints. You can do vegetables. I think a potato would be funny. You can do a Zentangle type of card with a word, and then the other one's an image with just a block of color in the back, just to give it a cool graphic design look. So let me know which one's your favorite, as well as don't forget to tag me in your Instagram stories at KmoArtYYC. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that whatever your situation, that you have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.